Nice rain. Alright. Get this thing going here. Alright everybody. Welcome back to my channel. The Tubb Farmer here. Today we're back on, I called it episode 2, but we're back on Wola Zabierzowska. So since the last time, I think this is my single player map, but since the last time that I actually was on here, I didn't have animals, so now I've got all the animals set up. I've got the chickens going on. I went ahead and got the cattle going, so there they are. And then also we've already got our pigs in play. The only thing I hadn't done is sheep, so I've got to mow some grass whenever it gets ready, and in the meantime it's raining, so got some crops that need to be harvested, but they're just going to have to wait. I went ahead and bought this field right behind the farmyard here with the corn in it, and I'll harvest that and make it expand the farmyard out a little bit more so I can spread my equipment out. But anyway, so we'll just get to mix in some more TMR until the rain lets up a little bit, and then if it doesn't, we'll just go ahead and fast forward time. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Hold on just a second, let me get this in here. Hey John Brock, what's going on? Hey, thank you John, I appreciate it. Clowns Lounge, how's it going, man? Thanks for jumping in. Just going to mix up some TMR for the cows. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday so far. Hey Crash, what's happening? How are you today? Oh, good, Clowns Lounge. Good to hear that you're doing well. Oh, I'm doing well. Not bad for a Sunday morning. Doing really well, thanks, Crash. Yeah. Yeah. Went ahead and got all the bales prepared so that I could do the TMR mixing. Of course, it has to be a certain ratio, and it's been a pain. There was a lot more than this, but I've been mixing for a day or so. Like I've got about 100 and something thousand TMR mixed up so far. Just doing this until the rain lets up. If it doesn't let up soon though, because I'm fixing to run out of bales mixing this up. I'll fast forward time so I can do the harvesting. Thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate that. full load there. I think so. I haven't talked to Chris in the last day or so. Yesterday I tried to hook up with him, but I guess he had something to do. I hadn't heard from him, but I hope so. I'm hoping we'll stream tonight. And then Friday, I got in late from work, and then my in-laws were here. And Chris said he tried to stay up as long as he could, but he ended up falling asleep on before I got home. So we haven't streamed in a few days because we just, with my work schedule as crazy as it's been this week, it's been hard for us to hop on and stream together. But I'm hoping we will tonight. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've got a long weekend here this weekend because tomorrow here in the States is Veterans Day. So I have the day off tomorrow. Now my wife has to work, but I definitely got a holiday. Alright, sounds good, Clown Clowns. Appreciate you just dropping in anyway. I don't know why it always goes. I hit it and I go straight up every time. Alright. Too far. I have to get me some more hay and silage. Stuff goes quick. Yeah, at one time I had all the bales. I actually had 2 rows of the straw, which I've already got it almost down to the 1 row, and then I had a full row of hay and silage, but I've been mixing TMR so I can stay ahead of that. Since it started raining, I thought this will keep me busy for a while. Oop. Come here. It's probably fall off before I get it over here. Maybe not. Alright, we made it. Usually it falls off by the time you make it, before you can make it over there. Yeah, so the reason that they are the trailer that I use is an auto loading trailer, and I just unload it right off of the trailer and it stacks it just like that. So no, not me, I can't stack like that. I'd make a mess of it. I ain't got the patience to stack the bales like that. That would drive me insane trying to put them perfectly like that. I've tried it. I just do the auto baler. This poor little tractor's almost not big enough to pull this thing. That should get us plenty of TMR. I don't even know how much I've got in here. Let's see, TMR. 185,000. That's plenty. I'm gonna go ahead and make one more batch, and then I'm gonna speed up time so I can get that harvest done. Got over. Typically I play this on my clowns. Here's the trailer that I use for it's the auto stacker. It's a Flegel. It stacks it like that. This is usually my single player map, and I thought I'd try out Wola. I really liked it. I like how the fields, there's 211 fields. Yeah, 211 fields. But they're mixed match, and so you've got anywhere from small to medium size fields, nothing large. But the beauty of this is if you wanted to, let's say, take these fields and buy all of them, these here, and combine them and make a big field, or from here across buy all of those and make it one big field, you can do that to make larger fields. So it's got a lot of diversity in it. Really enjoyed this map. And for a single player map, I didn't want all my fields too terribly large since it's just me. It's clowns. It's called Wola Zabierzowska is the name of it. It's really a great map. I really enjoyed playing it. Ooh, I'm not going to have enough to mix. I can mix a little bit. Yeah, you ought to give it a try. I mean, I like it because it's for me when I don't have multiplayer going. This is, like I said, these fields. You know, however you want to do it. Like I've bought these here, and they're not expensive either. So look at this field here. It's $84,000, and then you've got a small field here, and it's only 39,000. Or like even here, I think it's 38. Yeah. So they're not like crazy outrageous prices. You can work your way up to buying them. You know, the biggest field here I bought was 249,000 here. That's the most money I've spent on a single field. The rest of them are pretty low. Yeah, there's $100,000, but like this one here, you know, 49,000, 65,000, 58, and then all your grasslands are up here. There's some in between here, but most of it is up here. I combined these small fields here and made a grass field. So, yeah. And anyway, I like it. I've been really enjoying this map more than I thought I would. You know, it's one you can kind of if you just you doing it, then you're not overwhelmed and consumed trying to plow a huge field or harvest a huge field or whatever. You can use small equipment. Came right out of the forks. That's weird. You can use small equipment, medium-sized tractors, or I mean, if you want to, I guess you could go with the large tractors. Yeah, I know. I'm with you there, clowns. But came across this one just one day. I just started milling around on it, and the more I was on it, the more I started to like it. And so I just started playing it, and Chris has got a single player map on Wola also. Uh, so I don't know, I like it. My other go-to map before they kind of messed it up for console was I think I can only put one of these in. Was Countryside, the old Countryside, and when they put the other crops in there, it has a glitch for consoles, so I had to quit playing it. And then that Mini Brune come out, and I played it for a little while because it's a great single-player map, but it's a little too small of a map with less fields. And this one's just perfect. There's plenty of fields. It's a large map. You still get a nice drive going to your sell points. So I don't know. I've really enjoyed this map. All right, perfect. 2,000 liters, 20,000 liters, TMR. I've actually got too big of a yard because I've got open spaces here, but I kind of like being able to move around. That's why I bought that other field, so I could open the back side of that up more and put in maybe a bale sell point or something like that. Alright, I'm going to go park this, speed up some time. There's plenty of harvesting to do. I think even my sugar beets are ready to harvest. Let's see, I'm just going to park this right here. Alright, let's speed up some time. Go over here and get our harvester ready. Shoot, most of my fields are going to be ready by the time all this rain stops. That's the only thing that I don't like is about the rain. If it starts to rain, it rains all day long. I mean all day, non-stop. TMR is hay, silage, and straw. It's a combination of the mixtures that give you the TMR. Oh, I was going to show you something, clowns. Let me get back up here real quick. And I'm sure you can find it on PC. Yeah, no worries. This right here, like you were talking about your eggs and your chickens and stuff, there's a little carry-all, and you should be able to find it in either Giants Mod or Yes Mods or something. But it's just a 3-point attachment that hooks to the back of your tractor. And then you buy the egg pallets. And what it does, your eggs spawn into here, and then they'll fill this whole crate up. This crate will get full, this crate will get full. And so all you do is hook your tractor to the 3-point, drive it to the sell point with it cinched down still. You leave it just like this, and it'll sell all your eggs, and then you just drive it back and set it back down on the spawning point, and that's it. So you don't have to mess with all these boxes. Makes it more pleasurable to work with chickens. Let's see, what is it? Trying to think what that, is it under miscellaneous? So the egg crates I'm talking about are these right here, egg pallets. They're a mod. You can get that, and that's what all your eggs will spawn into. And then that carry-all mod, I'm trying to think what it was. Let me see. It might be over here. Miscellaneous. Yeah, there it is. It's a lizard carryall. It's also a mod in Giants Mod Hub, but that thing works great. I really like it. Ah, it's gonna stop raining tonight. Great, and I don't like doing night harvest. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna go over here, sleep till morning time, and so I'm not doing a night harvest. That's not for me. Alright. Slow time back down. Let's see, so it's 10:12. Let's sleep about 7 hours. That ought to give us plenty of time. Alright. Probably needed a little bit longer. I was thinking it got light by at least 6, but that's fine. Yeah, you should take clowns, you should take a look at it. It's Chris is the one that came across the carry-all and then sticking the egg crates with it. I thought it was interesting. I like it. I started using it, and it's been great. Alright, we'll go to about 6:30, get a little more daylight going here. Everything's going to be ready to harvest anyway, so. Alright, so I might have to get, there we go, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, I cannot wait to get the rest of the parts for my PC. Absolutely clowns. Yeah, ready for better graphics and plus all the mods. I'm gonna let hire a worker to do that real quick. Definitely, I cannot wait. Let's see, probably need to get this cotton harvester going. Got some cotton over here, gotta harvest. I was hoping to make some extra money by planting some cotton. This thing's slow though, it takes forever to get anywhere. Well, my coffee's starting to get cold. And then this is a little grass field that I created here. Combined all the fields, and so I'll be able to get some more silage and hay from it. Oh, absolutely. No, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed at all, honestly. Get to play some of the with the 4G graphics, and I'm really excited about playing 4 times maps. And I don't know if I'm going to do the 32s or 16s or anything like that, but the 4 times maps sounds like a lot of fun. Or looks like a lot of fun. I've watched some folks playing those kind of maps. That'd be about the biggest size I'd want to play. I was watching a group, a YouTuber that was playing a 16 times map, and it took him like 15 or 20 minutes to drive from his field to sale point, and that's a little bit too much for me. Alright, so I need to grab I think those are ready too. Oh yeah, they're ready. It's all ready. Okay. My potato harvester. I'll jump in it. Yes, they're big maps. You have to look at like all of this is 2 times maps, and some of the other maps that are on the Mod Hub, even for PC, are 2 times. But if you look at them, they'll tell you whether they're 4 times maps or 2 times maps, and you'll know immediately because it'll be very spread out and very, very, very large fields. But in the description before you download the map, it'll tell you the size of the map. I may regret trying to do these sugar beets right now because I don't have enough storage or tippers to go around. I think you can find most of those in Yes Mods. It's where you'll be able to find those type maps. And yeah, you can download them now. They've got some really great maps on there to download. I've been looking at Yes Mods recently, and there's 2 maps on there that I'm definitely gonna download. Yeah, it's called Yes Mods. Yes Mods. I think it's yesmods.com. YES Yes Mods. This is going rather smooth. Only problem is, yeah, check it out, clowns. See what you think about that. There's also implements, trucks, all kinds of stuff on there that you can download. And my understanding, everybody that I've talked to and research that I've done, yes mods, those mods have been tested. So it's not like you're going to a place where you might get a mod with a glitch in it and stuff, and you still may get glitches from time to time, but I think they take the extra step and try to vet those mods to make sure that they're good enough to use and stuff like that. Because I know they've got like a international, I think it's a 1466 or 86 on there that I'm definitely going to download as soon as I get my computer built. But yeah, check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Typically, I don't like doing sugar beets, but I had enough money to where I could buy this big harvester, the one with that pulls behind the tractor. Oh my gosh, that thing takes forever. Yeah, I I, I think you'd enjoy it, clowns. I know, like, I would like to play some of the larger maps just for the enjoyment of the larger fields and stuff. Because when I was raised up on the farm, and when my dad was farming and I farmed up until I was in my 20s, uh, I enjoyed the large farms and stuff like that, and so I think the 4 times map would probably be just perfect for me. Really drive it back home, take me back to my younger days, enjoying the farm. I'm gonna get full before I can get to the end. have to get the truck real quick. Ooh, it's gonna put me in a bind too. I should have went on that other edge. I'm gonna go ahead and mow them down real quick. Let me go grab that truck. Where did I park it? Right here. Oh, up here. Yeah, I would like to play a little bit larger map. Plus, with the PC, you know, as opposed to the console, which I like console. I mean, I'm gonna keep my console and play it still, but I want better graphics as well, because every person that I've seen playing the maps on the PC with the graphics and stuff, it's just awesome. Oh man, I gotta go catch the other guy. Oh yeah, I agree. I just can't wait. I still like probably about 3 weeks or so, maybe a little bit longer. Not completely sure. Just whenever I get the cash in to finish it up, but for sure no greater than a month. But yeah, I'm gonna be really excited. Let me empty this guy out. I've got crop destruction on, so that's why I'm trying to do it the way I'm doing it. I really like this larger Kloss harvester. It's a real good harvester. Yeah, I'm still gonna probably on the console because Chris is. I don't think he's purchasing a PC soon. He wants to. He hasn't really said a time frame or anything, but I know he wants to. So we'll probably still stream together on the console. But yeah, and I'm not going to give up console 100%, but I definitely will. Oops, sorry, pickup. I'll definitely play PC probably more. But so far as Chris and I, yeah, us streaming together. I mean, when we started this, we're partners in this deal, so I'll definitely stay on and stream with him on console. And I'll probably do some. Here we go. Get him back started. I'll probably do some still streams on the PC just to have a different perspective as well. Hey, Six Weed and Pop. Well, welcome to the channel. Thanks for dropping in. Good morning to you too, sir. How are you doing? I'm just trying to get a little bit of harvesting done. Let's see. Hey, we appreciate you being here, Six Wheeling. Glad you dropped by. so we can get harvesting these sugar beets and get them out of the way. This is a Polish map. This is Wola Zabierzowska. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. But here's what it looks like, six-wheeling. And I'm just getting the harvesting out of the way. It's been raining all day, and I've got a mixture of crops. I think I just got every fruit type that's out there in the fields. So, trying to get that done. And then earlier, Clowns and I were talking about, I'm hoping to have a PC, the rest of the PC parts in about a month. I'm going to build a PC, and we were talking about that because I can't wait to get the rest of my parts, build it out, and play Farm Sim on it. You ran from it, but oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it so much. This is typically my single player map. I think this is the second stream I've done on this map, and the more and more I play it, the more and more I like it. I've really enjoyed it. To talk to Mr. T-Bone Tubb about PC building. He does that also. He may have some tips. Okay, sure will, six-wheeling. Thanks for the tip. But like I was saying, six-wheeling, yeah, the more I've played this, the more I've liked it. I like the beauty of the diversity. You know, once you get rid of the trees and stuff, you can actually combine fields if you want the larger fields, or like myself, just me playing instead of a multiplayer. I really like this because I have to hire a worker for a few things, but most of the rest of it I can do myself, and typically I like to do most of the work myself. So but and I'm not stuck in a field for an hour and a half or 2 hours like some of the larger ones. It'll take you forever to do. I do appreciate all y'all stopping in. I was just going to do a little old stream for an hour or so, and I do appreciate y'all popping in and appreciate the likes. Thank you so much. Yes. From anything else I use workers only when I don't. Yep. That's the way I am six wheeling. And that's the whole reason I've got the diversity in the crops on these is because I've got all the animals just past the silo over there in the left. They're just right to the right of that silo, and most of this is for pigs and stuff like that, feeding the animals, prepping for the animals. It's kind of pleasurable to sit back and play it this way, in my opinion. You know, get all the whole uh, feel of farming. You're not just doing one thing. I've got animals and farming. Um, Logging. I mean, just a little bit of everything. Mowing, baling. No, it's not full. Come on. Mm, I knew I was going to do that. Alright, go take this down there. Because this is going to be a mess. That's the only bad thing about doing Sugar Beach, you know, even though there's 31,500 liters, that big harvester holds, I think, 45,000. You got to do a lot of hauling. Yeah, exactly. Six wheeling, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, in real life, I've actually done that too. In a combine, I wasn't paying attention, and I just spun it to the right, and I hooked the edge of one of the semi trailers, and yeah, it was a mess. My dad wasn't happy. I forgot it swings. All right. All right, let me check on this guy here. I think he's getting ready to be full. Getting pretty close. Yeah, definitely. I remember one time the worst luck I ever had, and this is going to be a sad story here about not paying attention. My dad had sent me up to one of our farms, and he wanted me to disc uh, an area where we had some cattle, and so it had kind of grown up. And yes, I do play it in real time, clowns. And I'd plowed around this sand fighter all day long, and I was making the last pass through. I'd gone over it twice, so I disced it from east to west, and then I turned around and was discing it north to south, just to get a better cut and to lay down those weeds and grass. And I'm driving along, and it's in the evening. I've been driving around this thing all day, and I ran over it, and I popped both front tires and one of the rear tires. And oh my gosh, drove right up over that sand fighter, and it was horrible. Let's just say my dad wasn't happy about it. I ended up having to pay for the tires, so I think the rear tire was about 700, and the two front tires were a couple hundred a piece, and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, that was an expensive mistake. Yeah, my dad didn't say oh my. He had a lot of words, but those two were not not even close. But I think I was 17 at the time, so just 17-year-old kid. Should have been paying attention though. Oh yeah, for sure. Very expensive. I think the tires on the tractors now, clowns, are a lot more expensive than that. I was talking to my cousin. My cousin still farms. Well, they farm. My dad doesn't farm anymore. He's close to his 80s, and my cousins and relatives farm our family land because me and my brothers all went a different route other than farming. I farmed when I was in college. I farmed in mid 80s. I farmed for 2 years. I had a half section of land of cotton that I farmed to pay for school. Anyway, my cousin farms about 25,000 acres. He's a very large farmer. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even buy tractors anymore. It's more inexpensive for him just to lease them. But those tractor tires on them things are incredibly expensive. Hell, just the tractor itself. I mean, you're looking at $500,000 tractors to do jobs that when I was in farming, I think the 4430 that I bought in 86, I want to say I only paid like it's like 20 something thousand for it. 25,000 or something other like that. It wasn't very expensive. It was maybe less than that, because that 1466 I paid 9,000 for it. But that stuff's expensive now. $500,000 tractors. You got harvesters now that cost way close to $1 million. It's insane. I remember I looked at a 4020 John Deere diesel, and this was 85 or 86, I can't remember. They only wanted like, I don't know, it's like $2,500 for it. Now, I saw one the other day, and I was talking to a friend that was trying to sell it. Those things are going for $8,000 and $9,000, $10,000. They're making more, bringing more money today than even what they sold for in the 60s brand new. That just blew my mind. Yeah, clowns. I don't know how my cousin does it. I know he started farming in 1983, and he started out really small, and he's just been really, he's a very good farmer. He's just good with his money and done really well with it. Yeah, it is called good credit. Yeah, and I think that's how he got as big as he did. I mean, he didn't start out that big. It just seemed like he got big quick, but it really wasn't. It took a long time, but he was really good with his money, and he's a good farmer. But he's got a huge operation. Matter of fact, the last time my dad talked to him, was asking him, you got 25,000 acres, which is, he farms a lot of cotton, but he does diversify out and do some contract crops for folks. You know, it could be peppers or watermelons or whatever. But anyway, um, he asked him, he's like, how do you get around your operation and stuff? And the monthly installments would be horrible, clowns. He said his primary job was, it would take him a week, but he would drive around and get his eyes on at least every piece of property that he farmed and owned, just to get his eyes on it, and it took him about a week to do it. He's got like it's either 5 or 6 farm managers, and each one of those farm managers has so many hired hands and tractors and equipment that they keep up with. I don't know how he does it. It's too big. It's a huge operation. You know, when I was going to college, I thought, 360 acres was insane to manage for me. I mean, it was good enough to where I could, still have time to study and go to school and stuff like that, but I stayed busy every day because I farmed it myself. But yeah, I can't even imagine 25,000 acres. I keep telling my wife I'd sure like to, when I retire, I'd like to have about 100 acres and just I don't know, grow some stuff on and kind of go back to the farm life a little bit. I think she's good with it. She was raised out in the country on a ranch and stuff, so she would acclimate pretty well to it. I miss that way of life. But I've lived in the city so long now, you get used to things because they're convenient. But I think I could learn really quick how not to rely on convenience. Is that thing full? Or am I not close enough? I guess it's full. Alright. Alright, let's do it the old way. Let's go up here and unload. Forced my hand. Well, I'm talking about from a perspective of cotton farmers. It's where I came from. I can't imagine. I'm sure in real life, this beet harvester's got to be at least close to realistic on this game. And it's 500,000. Those folks definitely have to spend a lot of money on their equipment. Don't tell me it won't offload, and it probably won't offload into this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Where there's a will, there's a way. Alright. Right, Tubb farmer. Have to. Okay. Hey, clowns, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. You have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Catch you later. Alright. Well, I thought it would. See you, clowns. Have a good one. But this is that new modded multi-fruit silo. Chris was telling me he had a little bit of trouble with it. I haven't had any trouble with it, except for just right now. But Chris said he was loading or unloading some things in here, and then his screen blacked out, and he lost all of his product or something. I can't remember the whole story, Chris. I have to tell you, but something happened with this particular silo, so he went with a different silo because of it. But like I said, I haven't had any issues. Yeah, that's Chris is not happy. Of course, he was telling me about it. He's like, I ain't using it no more. I'm like, okay. Oh, I know why it's not unloading. No, I don't. I thought it may have been because I'm not lowering it, because it won't even unload into the trailer. Don't tell me this thing's glitched up now. Ah, come on. Are you kidding me? Maybe this silo is glitched up. Alright, let's just bang it around a little bit. It just a little bit of paint. It ain't gonna hurt much. I like the one that looks like the... Yes, I do too. I typically use that, but when they came out with this one, I just wanted to give it a try. Yes, I do like Alien Gems. Silos. Yeah, it's just paint. I'll just repaint it. It's not a problem. How could it be? Little Bondo. Rub a little paint on it. Yeah, it'll come back to life. Uh-oh. Yep. Okay. That is first for me. Maybe that's what some of the stuff Chris is running into with this thing. Oh, not Alien Gem. It's... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I just misread that. J&J, the collaboration. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this a different way. It's not letting me manually offload. That's interesting. How am I gonna get these sugar beets out of here? This is not good. It did. I guess it has glitched. This is the first time I've done it because I've harvested. This is my third or fourth crop with this, but that's the first time I tried to manually dump it in here. And so it could be either the silo that glitched it, or it's the machine itself, like you said. Yeah, I'll just have to reset it. I lose 33,000 sugar beets. Alright, tired of messing with that. Gotta go catch up with this other fella. It's crazy. But you know what? Sometimes that's actually real life situations too. You know, a belt will break or a chain will pop. Something will happen and you can't offload. Okay, I'll try that. I'll give that a try. Alright, little feller, what you doing? Are you just sitting there? Oh, these dumb workers. Yeah, if I hold my mouth right. Yeah, exactly. Alright, feller. He just quit in the middle of the road. What a deal. $500,000 piece of machinery. He's gonna leave it right in the road. Traffic to hit it. Whoa, baby. Now I'm getting fancy dancy with my driving. Had my eyes crossed for a second. I gotta start watching that. It's dangerous. It's kind of like I pulled over a drunk one time, and when I was on patrol, and man, he was all over the road. He was mad as hell because laugh out loud. I'm surprised he got that. Close the collision setting. Usually won't let him do that. Close their road. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'd pulled this drunk over in the middle of the night, and when I got up there, he was mad, and I thought at first he was just upset because of the police interaction. He said, no. He said, I was driving with one eye closed. He said, I thought that was helping. I was like, no, brother, I don't. I don't. You probably just as well close both eyes. You were doing pretty bad. I guess he thought he was making progress with one eye closed. Oh man, the stuff I've seen over the last 30 years is crazy. Cracks me up. I'd pulled over another guy that had oh, I know, it's crazy. I pulled over another guy and many years ago, and he'd been drinking and stuff, and but the funny thing was, he's like, I said, where are you heading? He said, I'm just heading to the house. And I'm like, okay. I said, where's home? And he told me an address in Dallas, and I'm like, brother, you're like 8 hours away from Dallas. How the hell did you end up here? He said, what? I guess, I don't know what he'd been doing. I guess he got lost or something, drank too much, and he drove 8 hours wrong direction. Wasn't even close to Dallas. I love watching live PD. Reminds me of stops I made as a military policeman way back. Same excuses. 2 beers. Oh yeah, exactly. Six wheeling. Man, yeah. Live PD is. I watch live PD. My wife and I both do. My wife was a police officer several years. Oop, I'm trying to do what that worker was doing. Hello, sorry. My wife was a police officer for about 3 years, several years ago, and she got out of it when the kids were young because it's a dangerous job, and there for a long time I was really afraid to have kids because I just didn't want them to be without a dad. I mean, I've had some very extremely close calls, and by the grace of God watching over me, I've made it this long. But anyway, live PD, we both love watching that because it's really, we used to watch Cops, back in the day when it was popular, and it was okay, but it was really had a little commercialization to it, to make it, they had their cuts and stuff like that, but the live PD they go directly live on the scene and let it play its way out, which gives you a real insight of what some police officers deal with, which I'm sure they censor it to a certain extent because it is television or whatever, but we enjoy it as well. But yeah, by the way, Six Wheeling, thank you for your service. I do have a great adoration for those that ever served our country, especially with Veterans Day coming up, but thank you for your service, sir. I've got about 3 or 4 Marines that work for me, and then I've got several that served in the Army, and well, thank you, Six Wheeling. And I've got one that served in the Air Force, and I get tickled. Well, thank you, Six Wheeling. Because the Marines and the Army, and even the one Navy guy, they give the poor Air Force guy hell. I didn't serve in the military. My parents wouldn't let me join the military, when I was younger. But when I got older and got in law enforcement, they definitely didn't. They just don't believe in violence and stuff, and they definitely didn't want me in it. But anyway, I was a 21-year-old man by that point, and I could make my own decision, and I went ahead and did it. But they're proud of me and what I've accomplished, but they're just scared with me being in harm's way. Oh man, they give that guy heck, especially talking about boot camp and stuff like that, because like I guess the PT is a part of basically like your evaluation in the military. And they were telling him, I walked in one day and they were like, man, you don't know what PT is. Y'all got these bicycles and stationary bikes. That's what y'all do your PT on and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are crazy funny. But and the Marines they're pretty serious individuals anyway, but it just cracks me up. But I've got a good group of staff that's been with me for a while, so hopefully be able to hang on to them till I retire. Law enforcement's not what it was when I first got in it. PT is hell on earth. That's what I've been told. Some of the stories that they've told me is crazy. In the Army, yeah, I've got several that were in the Army. I've got one that he was in the Army, and I think he did 2 tours. One in Iraq, and the other, I think, in Afghanistan, if I remember right. And then the Marines that worked for me, most of them did 1 or 2 tours in either Iraq or Afghanistan. And then I've got one that works for me that's my age that served in the Army, and he talks about things like Panama and Beirut, and those younger guys are like, what, we were at war with them? No, we had a couple of incidences though. It was probably before you were born. And then I think he served in a little bit in Desert Storm. They wanted to sign me up for Airborne Division, but I couldn't convince myself to jump out of a perfect. Hey, listen, Pop-Up, I'm with you on that one. I had a guy that was that worked for me. He left a few years ago, but he was with the paratroopers, and I can't remember what division. I think it was 101st. I can't remember, but anyway, he ended up being an Army Ranger or something other like that, if I remember it correctly. But he loved it, and he loved doing that stuff. But he was crazy, so I could see why he loved it. He wasn't afraid of anything. Golly. And then he'd talk about some of the mishaps that they would have because they jumped so much. With everything come glitches, and he just talks about it like I would talk about a car breaking down and me being stranded and trying to figure it out, type deal. And he's like, no, you have to pull this spare chute, and apparently that spare chute is not as like the original chute or whatever, because I think he said you come down a little bit harder on the landing and stuff, and I'm just like, nah, y'all are crazy. Or they get tangled up. He said he got tangled up one time. It took him a little bit to kind of get situated, but I guess they do enough training to where they can troubleshoot that. But I'm sure they have mishaps, but oof, nope, no thank you. I think I'll pass on that. I'm not real big on flying myself. Got this little thing called Afraid of Heights. I can't even sit by the window. I have to have a couple of whiskeys or vodka before I get on a plane to kind of get those nerves bedded down a little bit, get a little courage, liquid courage going on. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Right, Six Wheeling. Yeah, yeah, reserve chute, I guess what they call it. But yeah, he was talking about that, and he said you come in pretty hot, and I guess you have to land a certain way. And he said that how he got out of it, he said he was able to land perfectly and do some kind of roll or something. I don't know. I don't know how they do that, but it didn't sound like it would be anything that I would likely, even if I had been drinking, would attempt. So there's not enough liquid courage for that for me. It's not in the cards for me. Law enforcement is is dangerous enough for me. But I do have a lot of respect for folks that have served for sure. Land on your boots and bend at the knees and roll. Oh, okay, all right. So that's probably what he was talking about. All one swift motion. Well, hell yeah, it's going to be a swift motion, especially if you're landing hard. I can only imagine what's going through your mind during that swift motion. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Lord, forgive me. Oh man, a piece of cake. Let me put it to you this way: I'd rather have the piece of cake than do that. So for some reason, that sounds a little more enticing to me. uh, uh, let's see. I'll grab this header here. Let me go check on. You can use the reserve chute to clean that up. Yeah, yeah. It'd definitely be a mess if it was me. I'd probably need two reserve chutes to clean it up for me. It'd be easy to find. Just follow the trail. uh, it's pretty scary stuff. Yeah, about as scary as staring down the end of the barrel of a pistol, I guess. Oh, don't do me this way. Come on, just let's be happy. Come on, cooperate. There you go. There. Oh, we're gonna miss it. Perfect. I did that on purpose. It was intentional. Alright, and so this is a lesson of how not to back your trailers. I think I was leaning my head to the left even, trying to get the thing to back up right. I think I got corn. Yeah, corn, sunflowers, and I can't remember what I planted over there on that other side. Rest of it. But, alright, let's see if this will unload. I hope this didn't glitch completely out. Ooh. Oh, no, there we go. I was getting nervous. Oh, yeah. Chris hates these things. He won't even buy them. He hates those swivel trailers. I love them. I don't even buy. He likes buying the trucks, the semi trucks and trailers and stuff, which I do from time to time. But when they come out with this dually, man, I really love this combination. I guess because when I was younger, I mean, we basically pulled all of our trailers with, a pickup. If we had larger loads, we'd have a contract, a semi truck or whatever to come in, but most of everything we pulled were, cotton trailers or something like that until the module builders came out in the 70s, somewhere around them. Oh yeah, I do too. I really enjoy them. I mean, I paid $50,000 for the two trailers, and I can carry 63,000 or 64,000 liters, so it's relatively inexpensive. And and I like the dually. Plus, you can get around pretty good. Oh yeah, we were gonna try this. See, it's making a noise. So it's this is glitched out. Let's see if I can unhook the header. Make it stop. I'll see if it'll do it without the header. Then I'll hook the header back and see if it'll do it with the header. It's probably just this piece of machinery. Nope. It's gonna be this piece of machinery. Crap. I hate losing that much product. I don't know what. It's still making that noise. There's a glitch in here somewhere with it. Fold it back in. See, it's still making that noise. It shouldn't be making any noise. The whole machinery's turned off. I'll try it one more time. If I try. Let's see, where's my help menu? Stop engine. Ah, there we go. But change it up maybe a little bit, make it stop. Typically don't like this kind of steering, it drives me crazy. Only other thing would be save the game, come back in last time to really, if you lose this round, buddy. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries. Probably have to do that. Tired of messing with it. I gotta go check on or get this other stuff going. Just let it sit there and make its noise. It happens. Let's park this over here out of the way. Just set it there for right now. Yeah, realistic looking there, isn't it? Just throw the header on the ground. It's just a little paint. Just a little love tap. Yeah, it may have been when I crashed it. You never know. Sometimes you can reset it and it'll work, but the thing about it is when you reset it, you lose all your product, and I would hate to lose that much. Alright. Yeah. I've really enjoyed these cloths. I've never driven one in real life. It seems like they've done a good job on it. I wish the computers would work, but hey, we're doing pretty good right now. What we got. So this is why I like the long narrow. fields on this six-wheeling. Yeah, they are a nice harvester. I can make a round and part of it through, and I'm done. And when you're playing a single player map, you're not spending a huge amount of time on one field, and you can have different multiple crops to do what I need to do on a small operation like this. Hey, we even got a bale out of that. What a deal. I've seen them up close, the John Deere. I've never seen the international module carton harvester that they have in game here, but my cousin has got the ones that have the round bells and wrap. And I didn't get to drive it. I just kind of got up in the cab and looked around. I mean, that whole thing is just a huge computer. Hell, they don't even drive the thing. It's got GPS in it, so basically all they do is engage GPS or disengage it at the end when they turn around. And the computer tells you when something's messed up or making sure everything's working properly. Basically like flying an airplane, I guess, would be the equivalency. But man, those things are nice. And they take up a lot of rows. Used to, I remember the first self-propelled cotton harvester I ever drove was a John Deere. It's called a 484, and it was a 4-row. And at the time, back in the early 80s, that I thought that was a lot of rows, because the cotton harvester that we had before mounted on your tractor, and it only had 2 rows. So I thought we were in tall cotton by the time we got a 4-row harvester. And so long as you stay awake, things should come out great in those. Yeah, exactly. Well, even like my dad even said, you become an artist in farming, especially when you're listing the rows, the furrows, to keep them straight and stuff. And so, we would walk it off and then lay down the first marker in the field, and then based on your driving skill is how straight the rows would come out, because from there on you'd use a row marker to put the line in the dirt that you could follow and straighten up and keep straight. But now they've got these guidance GPS systems in them that they basically just, I don't even know if they use row markers anymore. They just put in the GPS and it lists up the rows perfectly straight. Like even contour rows, those I love doing those. And it was an art, because basically you just pretended the belly of the tractor, was the center, and where you sat in the seat, that's how you held it, because you couldn't use the front end of the tractor to keep it straight, because you were going in an angle, turning. And I definitely loved it. But now, I mean, they just pop it in the computer and engage it, get to the end of the row, disengage, turn it around, engage it. Farming has definitely lost its art. Of course, back when we were farming, I think I paid for cotton seed, I think it was about around $45 for a 50-pound bag of cotton seed to put in the planter. And now they got this stuff called Roundup Ready, and hell, they're paying $200 or $300 for a 50-pound bag for it, and it just blows my mind. I'm thinking about trying the GPS mod. I don't like the lights that show all the time, so I haven't used it. Yeah, y'all are so lucky in the PC world. Hopefully in the next month or so I'll be able to get to use that, but I'm definitely going to try that mod. Keep it straight. And also that I've seen a lot of the folks using that Follow Me mod, which I really like. I forgot to bring my truck back up here. Where are you at? It's over here somewhere. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, it's still making that noise. Let me out of here. Get back. Alright, I'm going to go about another 15 minutes and probably call it. But I do appreciate all y'all coming in. Six Wheeling, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, I've watched several YouTubers and stuff use that follow me ad or follow me mod, and I love it. Oh yeah, I was watching one guy. He got on the stream for some reason. He just started fresh on the stream, and he was buying all of his equipment, and he lined all of the things that he bought for his farm, and just lined them all up and got it almost everything up there in just one fell swoop. Which that's the hardest part, is starting a new farm and buying your equipment and getting everything up to the farm. I gave myself parades in my honor when I was bored. Oh, that's too good. I like that. Yeah, I mean, he had a big old long train of just different types of equipment and stuff, so it's crazy. Yeah, I definitely use that for sure. Have you played on any some of the larger maps, some of the 16 times or anything like that? I think they even got a 32, I think, out. I've watched a couple of them. Man, those fields on those things are huge. Several hundreds of acres just in a field. I'd like to try it once. Just one time. I haven't had much luck finding any. I have won 16 times, but it was an unfinished map. Yeah, I've watched some of the guys play on those, and shoot, took them like 20 minutes to. Oh, I bet the 16 times was wild. That one I was watching them, I think it was Random Sparks is who it was, and it took him like 20 minutes to leave his farmyard and then go to a sell point just to get rid of something. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful map and definitely realistic. I mean, we've in real life, you know, it may take you 30-40 minutes to go to a granary or a gin to take your cotton and stuff, but whew, you talk about extending your gameplay. Woo. That's a lot. Oh, big guy. Easy. Yeah, I just want to try it one time. Just kind of been there, done that type ideology or philosophy. I tried it. Not going to do it again. But most of the ones that I've watched are on 4 times maps, which look like a lot of fun to play as well. Definitely gonna have plenty of crop here. Oh, that's right. I forgot I put cereal crop over there. Well, I appreciate you hanging around, Six Wheeling, for the stream. Appreciate you popping in. Enjoyed the chat. I think what we'll do, we'll finish. Oh, I did too. I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming in here, and I did enjoy the conversation for sure. Uh, really appreciate it. I'm gonna finish up harvesting these sunflowers, and that should be about my hour marker. Hopefully, Chris and I hadn't talked to him today, but we had kind of a hectic week and weekend. I'm hoping we'll be on this afternoon later on streaming back on Lone Oak. He tried to wait up for me the other night. I had my in-laws come down. They had a Union Pacific rebuilt a steam locomotive. They call it the Big Boy. Yeah, football is about to come on, that's right. Anyway, they had this, they rebuilt this steam locomotive, and I was talking to some of the UP police officers and some of their higher-ups, and they said they had an open checkbook on this thing. They spent over $1 million. It's 140 years old, and they call it the Big Boy. Anyway, it came into town here as just a PR thing and stopped in town. What amazed me about that was, being from, I think it was 1880 something is the year model on that train. That thing weighed over 1 million pounds. It was 2/3 the size of a 747, and it was incredibly impressive. I've never seen anything like that. It's one of the largest steam locomotives in the world operational today. They were telling me that some of the parts, when they were rebuilding it, the company that manufactured those parts had gone out of business. Union Pacific bought the tools from this company that they had lying around so that they could manufacture the parts for this. I was like, oh my gosh. It was impressive. But anyway, my father-in-law, oh, you do? Oh, I tell you what, it was impressive. My father-in-law, after he got back from Vietnam in the military, he got real big into trains, and so, matter of fact, he builds model trains. A case tractor. I may have seen. I saw one mod that you had on there that was a different looking kind of setup. Now that I think about it. Anyway, I think somebody is it the one that somebody built for you and it has kind of some bulls on it? Is that the one you're talking about? But anyway, my father-in-law, he ended up coming down, and mother and father-in-law, and they ended up staying pretty late. So I told Chris, I said, I'm going to be late jumping on Friday night, and as soon as I get back, we can stream or whatever. He tried to wait up for me with the 6-hour difference. By the time I got home, it was like probably 2 o'clock in the morning for him. He said he fell asleep, so we didn't get to stream Friday as well. And then I spent most of the day playing Red Dead Redemption yesterday, just to have a change of pace. Red Dead Redemption 2. No, it's the one that's available in the mod shops, and Mr. T-Bone modded more to go with. Oh, faster. Oh, okay. Used it a lot on Lone Oak when you were streaming it. Okay, I'll have to go back and check that out. I tell you, it was that locomotive is very impressive. And then they had when Bush passed away, President Bush had passed away, former President Bush had passed away, they had the 4141, which they were taking them up to the Bush Library, which is only about 20 miles from me. They ran 4141 through our town when he passed away, and that was a big event for us. We probably had about close to 2,000 folks Friday here in town just to come take pictures and look at the train. And they had it attached to that steam locomotive, towing it to the Bush Library because they were going to donate the 4141 to the Bush Library. So it's pretty interesting. And of course that's right up my father-in-law's alley. He just loves that stuff. Yeah, it was impressive. It definitely something, once in a lifetime deal history wise, with 4141 and then that steam locomotive, to have them here come through town. It was really interesting. All right, well, I'm about to call it six wheeling. Thank you so much for being in here. For the rest of y'all, appreciate the likes. Thanks for jumping in the chat. And hopefully myself and Chris will be back this afternoon later on to bring y'all some Lone Oak. In the meantime, I hope y'all have a great Sunday. I hope all your football teams win, which hopefully nobody's rooting for the opposing team. Hey, Six Wheeling, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. You have a great Sunday. I hope it's a good, relaxing Sunday for you. And also, thank you for your service. Hope you have a great Veterans Day tomorrow. And with that being said, thank you, everybody. Go Chiefs. All right, that'll work for me. Y'all have a great Sunday, and we will see you later.